Hey guys, Peter here to tell you about the latest EP from Aawks, Luna, of December 8th on Black Throne Productions. The EP has 4 tracks, 21 minutes in length, and this is the band's second. They are a Canadian psychedelic fuzz rock band. Before I break down all 4 songs, I want to give you a little bit of an overview of what to expect. Out of these 4 tracks, you're going to get a brand new song, The Figure, and you're going to get 2 extremely well done covers. First, you're going to get Iran, a Flock of Seagulls original, and then you're going to get Julia Dream, a Pink Floyd original. To close it off, you have a live song recorded at Pool House in 2022, and that is All Is Fine. So the DNA of the band, the essence of the band, is really well represented across all 4 songs. The first 3 tracks give you an idea of who they are, what their sound is all about, but also how creative they can be when you can convert songs that are out of your genre and you can make them feel like they actually belong to something that you put together originally. So that is really interesting because it not only shows you who they are sound-wise, sonically, but also their creativity and their talent in order to merge these 3 tracks and create a very fluid and continuous experience. Those 3 tracks are super balanced. The sound that you get on one is pretty much the sound that you're going to get throughout all 3, and this allows for a more blended experience. Then obviously the live song has a different DNA, but that's also a part of the band's DNA, performing live. So when you press play on this EP, you're going to get a feel for who they are in the studio, for who they are as artists in terms of creating something fresh from something that's already been created before with the 2 covers, but also who they are when it comes to a live performance. That last track really encompasses that aspect extremely well. Outside of that, the production behind it, it's really good. Really, really good. It creates a clear sound on one hand, really easy to tell all the details, really easy to tell the impact of the vocals, the bass has a great impact on these tracks, the guitars, you could really feel all the different layers and all the different texture. Where they place the vocals in the mix is really important for this band when it comes to their sound, when it comes to the atmosphere that they create, and I felt like they completely nailed it on this record. But I felt also that the production, still with that clear aspect in the backdrop, allows that fuzziness of the guitars, that psychedelic fuzziness to come in, create this blanket that covers the songs, but at times that blanket just moves ever so slightly out of the way and you can see the clarity within it. So really well produced, honestly capturing what this band can really do at a high level, and I think that is a great attribute for this release, because for those discovering the band with Luna, you're gonna get to see everything that they're about, and you're gonna get to see it in a very cool, clear, and well-produced way. Not overly produced, because this band needs that roughness, needs that fuzziness, so that's still there. But underneath that, you can see the production really cleaning up some of the edges of the tracks, some of the guitar sounds here and there, and the drums, and making something different, something that's impactful, and definitely something that's memorable. So I think this EP is a really great calling card for the band to use in order to gain a new fan base and to expand perhaps the one that's existing. Now, as far as the individual tracks are concerned, let's start off with The Figure, the brand new song from them. And this song has an outstanding bass tone. I love the bass sound on it. It really pops and it complements the doomy, fuzzy guitar sound. The 2 are interconnected. One emphasizes the other. Overall, this song really becomes a psychedelic, fuzzy trip. It feels that way. It has that essence to it. The best way to describe it is this incredible weaving, atmospheric, sonic experience, specifically in the verses. Mesmerizing, really immersive in the way it comes across, a musical acid trip, if you will. It allows you to kind of float and navigate with it, and then the chorus becomes more vibrant, both vocally and musically. It explodes a little bit more. It allows the song to get some air. It allows the track to breathe. And I felt like that was a very important element for the chorus that doesn't completely break away from the sonic experience of the verses, but it adds a few more layers and adds a few more room so that that chorus somehow feels different, but still connected at the exact same time. Then it has a really cool guitar solo, which really completes the track. It gives the track more of a meaty experience, not necessarily sound-wise, but just in terms of the overall execution and in the overall structure of the track itself. Then you have the first cover, I Ran, Flock of Seagulls. I'm a big fan of the original back in the 80s. I mean, who didn't like this song? I feel like it's an absolute 80s classic. What they did with this song is nothing short of genius. So this is a track that the original has a great momentum to it. It has great movement. And they happen to keep some of that same great movement in the verses. The verses is pretty connected to the original. It's just fuzzy. It's just psychedelic. It's the original on acid, if you will. So they kept that part really close to home, and they just added their own DNA, their own sound, but they kept everything else still there. Still has a lot of the original feel and vibe present in it. Where things change is in the chorus. At least first, that's where things change. When the chorus comes, you would almost expect the chorus to continue the same movement as the rest of the song had. And when you read the lyrics in the chorus, is about, I ran so far away. The chorus goes in a completely different direction. Instead of having that almost fast forward movement that the lyrics almost call for, the chorus goes in reverse. It's almost like they pressed reverse on the tape and you're rewinding. So you're moving slow, but it doesn't feel like you're moving forward. It feels like you're moving backwards. And that's an interesting aspect, because what they're singing, the lyrics in the chorus are taking you in one direction, but the sound is taking you in the opposite direction at an opposite speed. It's a really yin and yang. What you would expect and what the lyrics and what the original call for and what they did is the complete opposite, but still connected to it. Absolutely genius. I love that moment. The first time that I heard it, it took me a little bit of time to adjust to it, but once you adjust to it and you see what they're trying to put together, it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, the solo that this song has also extends the track, and then there's this great guitar sound, super crisp, super melancholic, that really drags out the song at the end. But they didn't just do that, they still kept the fuzziness there. So on one hand, you can see this super clean, well-produced guitar sound, that it's melancholic, that's dragging the experience, that's emphasizing the darkness and the fuzziness that the track has in terms of how they constructed and how they executed it. But you also have that fuzziness trademark sound of them that was in the previous song in The Figure, and then that carries over to this track. They're just able to blend the two at the end of the song so that you keep the DNA alive and well and you keep a sense of continuity, but you also add something that brings a little bit more darkness to the table, and it allows the transition into Julia Dream a little bit better, because Julia Dream, the Pink Floyd cover, is very dark. It's super hazy. It has a sense of a dream. It has a sense of this psychedelic, hazy dream. Like there's smoke around you and you can't really see the room, and you're not sure if you're awake or if you're dreaming, and there's this fog that obscures the lines between reality and imagination. This song really represents that essence extremely well. So finishing I Ran with that melancholic clean sound with the fuzziness on top allows you to then move into Julia Dream, a song that makes that experience that you had at the end of one track become even more predominant throughout the other. And I think that is important, to find this sense of connection and find that sense of carrying not necessarily a tune or a note, but carrying an atmosphere from one track to the next makes the experience more fluid. It makes the record more engaging. So I really enjoyed this Julia Dream cover. It's the darkest song of them all. It really takes you down this hazy path. Like I said, extremely difficult to see fantasy from reality, and the song sonically really represents that idea extremely well. Then the last song, All Is Fine, is a live recording from 2022 at Pool House, and having seen them live, I can attest to that this track represents them extremely well. It's exactly how they sound, it's exactly how they come across, and it's a great way to finish off the record. I don't think the song adds much in terms of the sonic experience and in terms of what this EP represents from a soundscape point of view. What it adds is the ability for the listener to get a feel for who they are as a live band. And I think for those that have never seen them, this is a great idea and this is a great add-on to this EP. This is it, Aawks with Luna, out December 8th on Black Throne Productions. Hit me up in the comment section, let me know what you think about them. Go check them out. They're from Barrie, Ontario in Canada, close to Toronto, neighbors to the north, we the north. So go check them out, go follow these fellow Canadians. They're a great band, really underground, but go check them out. This EP is really outstanding, and those cover songs are phenomenal. Both of them phenomenal covers, really interesting stuff. Some of the best covers, if not the best two covers that I've heard this year. Definitely I Ran by Flock of Seagulls. That's the best cover of that song that I've ever heard in my life. Really well done, pushing the envelope, changing things, creating something unique and different, something that really represents them as a band. So hit me up in the comment section, let me know what you're thinking, and I'll see you all at the next video.